So between episodes, I took a look at reality, and reality proved me super wrong. Bloodmoon came out a year after Tribunal. Huh. There goes that presupposition. Is that the word? Nah. So I'm still gonna do Bloodmoon. Bloodborne. Ha. Bloodmoon. I'm gonna do that first anyway. Did I say Bloodborne the first time too? I don't even know. I'm gonna do Bloodmoon anyway first because it's a side story, and Tribunal is the ending of the- it's an epilogue ending of the main story, so doing a side story first is more whoa. Weird. Doing a side story first is more satisfying because it means you're gonna end something on a conclusion as opposed to end something on a weird, completely random chapter that has nothing to do with the rest of the story. So, I would still prefer to do it first. Excuse me, Sarah, but you're the Nerevarine, and a big hero. And I don't really know how to talk to important people like you, except to say thank you, Sarah, for everything. Love me. There we go. Now you'd be less nervous? Nope. I need to talk about Solstheim, or Solstheim. Terrible place I've heard. There's a boat from Kuhl if you have any reason to go. And that's where we need to go then. We need to go to Kuhl, which is a pretty cool place. I don't know where Kuhl is. Is it up here? It is up there. Right, because it's when I'm trying to get to their Shalaku, that was the other place over there. Cool! That's good news, because I'm pretty sure you can take... I'm pretty sure the entire reason I've been to Kuhl before was specifically because of the fact that there's a Silt Strider that takes you there, which means that I can go there very easily, and we can get the show on the road. So I'll probably just be doing the main missions from here on out for these two expansions, partly because I am exceptionally high level already from doing all this, any side stuff I did here, from doing the Thieves Guild and so on. I think I need to go to Balmora. Why are you so far away? A couple of them are even further away, though. Then to Aldrun.
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Yes, you can have me immediately... Oops. Get back on this thing. Huh. Okay. Same nervous dialogue as before, except the part where there's no travel button. Is it because I made everyone mad at me here? Is that wait? Oh, never mind. There's two people.
Like
That's confusing. That's really confusing. How did
we make a special trip?
There's never anybody. There's never anyone at the Silt Striders. That was distressing. Alright, now I am in Kuhl. I need to find the local boat from Coolington to take me to Coolsville, so I can become a werewolf, maybe. Because spoilers, the expansion about called Bloodmoon is the reoccurring thing in Elder Scrolls where they do a piece of content dedicated to werewolves. I believe in Daggerfall, werewolves were just part of the core game, but in Morrowind they talked about werewolves being in the game, but then they weren't in the game when it came out, and then it came out 2 expansions later. And then once again, well, could you be a werewolf in Oblivion ever? Maybe not. I don't remember being a werewolf ever. And then in Skyrim, they eventually added a werewolf and vampire expansion later too. Hello, Severe. Greetings. Are you in need of transport? Severe will gladly take you to Fort Frostmouth in Solstheim for a small fee. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Travel. There it is. Oh, it's cheap. I'm in expansion land, and Severe turns into an Argonian, so that's threatening, and... I mean, not threatening, that's concerning. That raises so many questions. Welcome to Solstheim, jewel of absolutely nowhere. It's a miserable place, even for the Warmbloods. If you want to leave, I'd be happy to take you back to Vardenfell. If you feel you must stay, speak with Captain Fox Carius in his chambers at Fort Frostmouth. Captain Carius is the commander here, not a bad man, but he is a fool for remaining in this place. So cold, so cold. If you are here about the colony, Carnius Magius is the man you will speak to. Find him at the Imperial Shrine. Basks in the Sun is a fitting name for a character complaining about the cold of this frosty area. I'm always caught off guard when I travel to a place like this, because there's only one other... Oh, there's 2 places in this case, never mind. But for the previous one, I only had 1 option, so when I get there, I expect the person to be that is with the boat with me at the other side to be the same person that I left with. So when I leave and a different person's there, I'm like, what? Like, the idea is that a different person's manning each of the docks. Like, that's obvious. But there's still like an intuitiveness of like, oh yeah, you leave and you arrive with the same person. When you get on a bus, the person on the bus doesn't change at each stop. So I guess maybe the implication is that somebody's actually manning each transport itself that is separate from the person you see at each dock, but that's never really shown in any real way, which is why it's slightly weird when the people keep swapping out. Especially when there's only a one-way route. Let's ask about Fort Frostmoth. You're in Fort Frostmoth, Jewel of the Empire. Get out while you can. Captain Carius. The captain of this fort can be found within its walls. Ask his soldiers where to find him. Go if you wish. I will gladly wait here to make the voyage back to Vardenfell. Alright. There's also Carney. Whoa, that's a different person? Captain Carius is not to be confused with Carnius Magius. Why, Bethesda? Why do you name your characters like this? I think he's got an office in the Imperial Shrine. Don't know much about the man, but I understand he's got something to do with the new colony on the island. So are the Empire... Is the Imperial government like a constant pain in the ass, no matter who you play, no matter what game you play? Because it's been interesting seeing how much the Cyrodiil basically comes up. Because I'm used to... It was natural then, because Cyrodiil was the setting of the capital of the Empire, but we hear about them constantly in other games too. Solstheim. It's an inhospitable place, to be sure. Bears, wolves, and other creatures I'd rather not imagine abound. It's cold, windy, and generally unfriendly. Bears. Lots of them around this island. Some of them pretty nasty, even diseased. Doesn't pay to mess with them, though their pelts can be valuable, I hear. Wolves. They're all over this island. Some travel in packs, which makes them especially dangerous. I've heard some carry disease as well. Let's do latest rumors. Locals say berserkers aren't normal. They've gone wild and roam among the animals of the island. Little secret. I hear this guy talking. He said there's some kind of thieves' stash hidden in one of the ice caves, but it's guarded by a few Grawl. What's a Grawl? I've heard tales of them, but I've never seen them. Don't hope to, for the matter. Anything else to poke into? Really specific place. There's not much here at Fort Frostmoth. We've got a smith in the armory and a shrine at the Imperial Shrine, but that's about it. We've got a shrine at the shrine, haha. If you're looking for more than that, then head over to Raven Rock and see if they've got anyone to help you. Raven Rock, the Empire wishes to build a mine west of here. Ebony, they say. I say they will be very, very cold. There's a lot of characterization in Basks in the Sun, which is unusual. One of the biggest downsides of Morrowind and one of the reasons why the game always feels like it's at arm's length for me at times is because the NPCs that aren't like really specific important people
is a pair of boots. How hard could it be?
Wow, he's making meta jokes about the game, isn't he? That's the type of thing that happens when you get to the final expansion of an RPG too, is you start having usually you start encountering NPCs that make jokes about the game itself as a response to the audience of the original release of the game. And so now we're dealing with the fact that Argonians and Khajiit can't wear any boots ever, because no one's ever made boots for them, apparently, or helms. Except for this really specific hat scenario, I guess. You would think that Khajiit would be able to wear a lot... Well, no, they can't wear full helms because of the face part, I guess, the muzzle area. Yeah. But one of the issues with Morrowind I have is that there was efficiency things they did, which is that they made every character share dialogue across the board. So there'd be a handful of really specific, unique NPCs that were important in one way or another to a particular faction or storyline, and then they would have unique dialogue. But most characters shared dialogue across the board, including NPCs. So if you asked them about stuff, they would all have the exact same response, which shows by the fact that I took a trip here, and everyone I talked to along the way until I got to the boat was all talking about. They had the same Nerevar reaction, like, oh, someone important, I don't know what to do. And that kind of thing can breathe some life into a setting, but it has severe diminishing returns, and it has a hard ceiling on how successful it can be because of the fact that everyone's saying the same things to you all the time, which means that they're basically the same person, which is an ongoing joke that never fully goes away, even with voice acting and severely diminished dialogue trees in later games. There's still the arrow to the knee and whatnot. So there's still a lack of individuality that hurts sometimes. Because having a character react like that's great.
Moving and maybe I won't freeze.
I like him. This is one of the strengths of a BioWare game, especially like a lot of the recent ones. Well, not the really recent ones, but the Golden Age, or what some people call it, the area from KOTOR to Mass Effect 1 or 2, basically. Is that there was a focus to the game. They weren't open world games, but they were still trying to give you options and freedom to some extent. So they're still trying to be RPGs, but they were focused, and the focus let them severely increase the level of characterization people had because there were so many fewer characters. This place is massive and dense, and it leads to everyone kind of... They have to cut a lot of corners. So now this is actually a whole second area. That's a Bethesda tradition of its own, isn't it? To have an expansion, you have to have an expansion that takes you to a whole new chunk of land. I'm thinking of like the first expansion of Fallout 3 was its own island. The first expansion of Fallout 4 was also its own separate land you would travel to separately, and now we're once again on our own island again, which also happened in Oblivion. It's good. It's usually a big meaty thing to do for your expansion, is to have a separate place to explore in a game about exploring, because otherwise if you're just layering quests onto the existing world, you might be leaning too heavily on the existing content to pretend that the stuff you added had more content than it really did, because you get distracted by the normal content while you're doing it. Something that kind of happens with Witcher 3's first expansion, which takes place on the main continent, but you can get so easily sidetracked along the way by the fact that the content takes you next to other quests you never found the first time around that were not expansions, and that can lead to thinking you're getting more content than you are. But the second expansion was gargantuan and separate and really impressive too. Pardon me, but I'm waiting for someone, and it's important. Ask Gadar. You're waiting for someone and it's important? Fucking just talk to them when they get here. If they're not here yet, then we can talk. Rude. Gadar. Sorry, Khajiit can't talk right now. We're waiting for our escort to Raven Rock. Go see Carnius Magius the Shrine if you need something. Okay, they need an escort to the Rock. Maybe it'll be me, knowing how these games tend to work out. Hello, identical guards. How do you do? You have boob armor. That means that if you fell over forward, it would crush your ribs and you would die. Because boob armor is a terrible idea. There's literally no reason for it to exist. It's incredibly dangerous to wear. Not a good idea. I mean, fucking guys don't have pec armor. Like, there isn't like a cleave down the middle, because they know how that it's like it compromises the structural integrity of it. So like so you only get like pec armor in ridiculous movies and fantasy settings that don't make any sense, because they know better usually. You're just a generic guard.
Do you want something?
Saw him standing in the doorway for a second there, and I was like worried I was supposed to talk to him. Hello. Vilbia Herenia. Right.
You won't escape me that easily.
Shh. Shh. I need to stop talking to guards.
How are you?
I should really like figure out how to make them stop hating me. I've done that a while ago. I'm the leader of the Thieves Guild. Can I just like click a button? Nah, I think I'm supposed to go to the leader of... I'm probably supposed to go to the capital of the Thieves Guild in Vivek and talk to that dude that was in the room with me. She can't get me in here. There's a door. And let's never talk to a guard ever again, because I'm a nasty little thief, and somehow they can always tell. How do you guys know? That's not how communication works. You're on a different island and everything. There's not even a Mages Guild portal here, apparently. You guys shouldn't know about what I've been up to in a different land that's worth a 5 gold fine, at least. I better be like the fucking Grey Fox if you're gonna be mad at me that much. Hello, Dead End. Interesting constructions pattern you got here. I'm just gonna randomly poke around for a bit, because trying to navigate these places can be baffling at times. Is she still mad at me down there? Whee! You down there? Where's Boob Armor? Alright, so going up is pointless because it goes up to the wall. So unless there's a specific tower somewhere, it's probably not going to lead to much. What was the other one again? Outside. Right. Are you, disoriented by all these doors yet that I've used in quick succession? Quick, before she finds me. There's the shrine.
You're a lot
Jeline.
more refined than most tourists I've met. I like that.
Tourist, I'm the Nerevarine. Haven't you heard? They apparently know about my 5 gold fine. They don't know I'm Nerevarine. If you need shrine services, just ask, but be quick. I have an important cult matter on my mind right now. Why is everyone up to important things? Everyone's so distracted in this area. Yes, you see, my protege, Marisa, left the shrine over a month ago for those forsaken frozen wastes. Her challenge was to bring the word of the Imperial cult to the local savages. She hasn't returned, and I fear the worst. Huh. If you want to talk to me, be quick. I have an important thing on my mind, which is that somebody's been gone for a month. Man, your brain's been occupied for a very long time then. Local savages. What else would you call them? They're hardly civilized, with all that bear and wolf worship, and they hardly even recognize the 9 divines, which is our entire litmus test for society advancement. If you don't believe in the exact religions that we believe in, you can't be civilized. Never mind the entire chunk of land, the entire country we're adjacent to, where no one... does anyone there believe in the 9 divines? Everyone's talking about, like, the Nerevarine and Vivek and so on. Most of us are too busy worshipping heathen gods like Alduin and Orki. Orki! That's why Marisa's missionary work is so important. The 9 divines, the official religion of the Empire, the Imperial cult, worshippers of the 9 divines. The 9 divines of the Aedra, Akatosh, Diabella, Arche, Zenithar, Mera, Stendar, Kinnareth, Gianos, and the divine god hero Tiber Septim, who transformed into a monster truck. Founder and patron of the Empire. Tiber Septim conquered all of Tamriel and ushered the 3rd era and the 3rd Empire, and he's voiced by Patrick Stewart, which is really the most important thing about him. Let's see, missionary work. Marisa has a passion for preaching. She thought she could be most effective spreading the tenets of the Imperial cult to the residents of Solstheim. It's dangerous but necessary work for some reason, apparently. Her journeys into the wild have been very successful in the past, but Marisa has never returned from her last outing. I fear something terrible has happened to her. She's never returned. I don't suppose you'd be willing to look for Marisa. She means a great deal to me. That is, her work is very important to the Imperial cult. You have the look of an adventurer about you, Nerevarine. I mean Pat Yelchin, because I don't know who you are. If you could find Nerevarine and return her to me, I would gladly empty the shrine's coffers into her purse. She left here over a month ago and headed north, toward Lake Fjalding. Is that how you say it? You fjord people? You should begin your search in that area. It's a big lake toward the northeast. Of course, it's covered in ice, so it's not of much use. Okay, so she's missing near Lake Fjalding, and I need to go find her. On one hand, it's super admirable for somebody to think that their cause is so important that they're willing to risk their lives to try to help people. On the other hand, it's so misguided to think that that the beasts need to be saved by believing in what you believe, and if they don't believe in exactly what you believe, they're going to be like lost somehow, and you need to fix them by shouting your beliefs at them, I guess, until they change their mind, because that always works. Chronicles of Nilchach. Don't you want to read the Chronicles of Luch? There's so many books. I could spend so long reading these books. It'd be like half the series though. And frankly, while the comments were positive, when I spent 3 episodes doing lore for the main story, the like and dislike meters were spiky all of a sudden, weren't they? Some silent party was rather displeased I was reading the story of the game.
Yes,
You're someone
what
different.
Can this humble priest do for you?
Antonius Nessius. But they don't have a quest for me or any particular characterization. Talking about the hive minding and the shared brain space and stuff like that of different characters was really reinforced by the fact that I then came into town, and the moment I got here, people were still mad at me for an incredibly minor, negligent crime of probably sleeping in a bed or something, or opening a door somewhere in a different island altogether. but they were reacting as if I did it here, but simultaneously they don't react to the fact that I'm the Nerevarine, but they know about the petty crime I committed. I'm like, what in the world? What do you want? Is this about the East Empire Company? I'm a very important man, I'll have you know, and I have no time for anything other than business. Yes, that's right, I'm the local factor. Not that it means much at this point. Our operations are just getting underway, and frankly, we're short-handed. We could use some help. Do you wish to join the East Empire Company? Your interest is commendable, and we can certainly use the manual labor, if nothing else. As with all business, make sure you understand the requirements before agreeing or anything. Are you willing? What are the requirements? The East Empire Company is a business at heart. Applicants should have a winning personality and a strong will. Those with the ability to speak eloquently and banter shrewdly are most valuable. Given the hostile environments the company often ventures into, applicants should have a keen sense of security. Finally, all applicants should be trained in the time-honored virtues of long blades and medium armor. I don't have either of those skills, as has been customary for the company for generations. What about short blades and light armor? It's like those things, but less. I don't have either of those skills. I can get them for cheap, probably. It's not really hard. Makes a little difference to me. Others can do the job. I'm gonna not join yet. I don't know for sure yet, but in some cases, factions, I think, are mutually exclusive. Thieves, mage, and fighter are all like, yeah, do whatever you want, but which is weird because Thieves Guild and Fighters Guild have to kill each other, I think. I think other factions, like, I think if you join the I think people have said that if you join the families like Redania and so on, I think you have to pick one or the other, and the other ones won't let you join at that point because they're mutually exclusive. So this seems to be a story about the Empire spreading into some island full of quote-unquote savages, aka the local indigenous people. And if there's a faction that involves joining the company, it bears to reasoning that there might be a faction for joining the locals, and so I should keep my option open in case the two things I've supposed are both real, which is A, maybe there is like A, maybe there is both factions, and B, maybe they are mutually exclusive or something. Lake Fjalding. It's a big lake toward the northeast. Of course, it's covered by ice, so it's not of much use. Who could drill through ice? It's impossible. Not like fire magic exists in this universe. Raven Rock. I have every intention of making it as profitable as possible no matter what it takes. Keep that in mind. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he might be a garbage human being, and I might be having to fight them. Oh, this is Carnius Magius. Right, he is the guy in charge of the developments. I mixed him up with Captain Carius, which I told you I would, to be fair. He's around here somewhere, I don't know exactly where. It's not my job to look after him. Well, that's pretty much that, isn't it? Why can I ask everyone about Almalexia specifically, I wonder? The Dunmer goddess, quote-unquote. Can't say I know much about her. There's some talk sometimes, but it takes a while for news to travel around here, except for when you commit petty crimes! Everyone knows about my 5 gold fine, what the fuck? How does this work? Alright. Woo, I leveled up. Do you have a bed in here I can sleep in? Oops. You saw nothing. How far over leveling am I now? Only 1 point, that's not bad, especially since lately I don't even get multipliers anymore, so it probably, honestly, doesn't even matter. All things considered. This room kind of sucks, though. There's money. I do want the money. Can you see me? Who can see me right now? There we go. Hehehe. Do you have a bed? You have a bed. Sneaky. Sneaky. Hehehe. Intelligence and endurance both have multipliers this time. That's unusual. And then luck. There we go. I love this game. I love the dumb things. The complete, like, universe-breaking game mechanics that happen where, like, this makes no sense if you're actually role-playing, but it's really funny to get on a systems level. Like, the part of me that likes Breath of the Wild is like, ooh, let's see if I can get away with this mechanically. Oh my god, I can. The curtain wall? Armory. Ooh. This might be a neat place. Chain Carius. Let's see. But yeah, I'm really amused by the idea that if you just sneak slightly near people, they won't see you sleeping in the bed in their room for an hour. And then you can level up. So we are now level 46. Way up there. Looks like all of the stat losses I had either were cured by story happening, or something else, because my I don't have any red numbers anymore. That was either temporary debuff or maybe Azura fixed me, essentially. Could have been. Possible. Hello, Zeno Faustus. That's a cool name. What? You violated the law. You can't get me. You'll never catch me. Okay, so not even the vendors aren't safe. Let's just see if I can find the captain and see if I can talk to the captain safely or not. Every time I go outside, music plays to tell me that I'm under attack. Hello, Shrine. I haven't pissed anyone off in here yet. I need to ask more people about the captain, but I can't ask them about the captain because they're all mad at me right now. And now I'm upstairs. Maybe he won't catch me up here. What is this a dead end for? Why are there so many weird dead ends? Who built this castle? I also like to build staircases that go nowhere. It's my favorite thing. I'm not turned around, you're turned around. Good news is he probably can't hurt me. Maybe- ow. Maybe if I just ignore him, he'll go away. Oh.
How are you today?
How are you today? Did I lose him? Cool. Alright. I don't think he knows where I am now. Aye! Are you captain? You're a guard. Hello, guard. To keep on guarding on. Lots of books around here. Oop. Antonius's closet? I'm gonna have to. What are you keeping in the closet, Antonius? I'm gonna break this thing. But it's not saying that my thing's too weak. Yeah, it's because it wasn't. Although the strange lock appears to have been disabled, the closet cannot open without the key. What? What? How you gonna hurt me like that? Oh. What's he got locked away? That's interesting. Time to practice that lockpicking skill. Lots of axes around here. Yes, I've broken in to steal their silverware. They'll never catch me. Very important they don't catch me. Please don't catch me. Where's your captain? Is he upstairs? He's probably upstairs. That's where I'd keep the captain. Hi, this is... well, it's a familiar symbol. Hello. Maybe over there. I tried that area and that area. Wee-hoo! My jumping is absurd. Called the Curtain Wall. And these continue to go nowhere. I don't think there's actually rooms in here. I think they're just dead ends. I don't know how to find this guy. My primary way of finding people is to ask people. Let's go to the Imperial Shrine. Ow. If I go to the Imperial Shrine, those people at least can be asked, right? Hi. Caius Magius, no. I want to ask about the captain. I can only ask about you. Where's the captain? Well, crap. Well, crap. We got ourselves in a predicament. You guys don't want to talk about the captain. Because all the people that want to talk about the captain want to murder me. My thieving has finally come up. Become an issue, huh? You're really not him. You have a weird... the one guy without a helm just looks like he'd be the dude. Hello, weird, awkward person standing outside. What are you doing? Standing outside. Nord. Reinhardt Redspear. So you travel the wilds of Solstheim just as I do. Dude, you're like 10 feet away from the city wall or whatever. Here's a word of advice from one wanderer to another. Keep your eyes open and your wits about you. There's more than bears and wolves roaming about this island. If you find yourself face to face with the berserkers or Frice hags, sheath your blade and get to running. If you need shelter, my kinsfolk at Thirsk will gladly take you in. Thirsk is the finest mead hall you'll ever visit, friend. It lies north of here, to the east of Lake Fjelding. If you reach the Skull village, you've gone too far. When you get there, see Ulfram. She's in charge of the mead and will gladly sell a flagon or 3. Surely you jest. Mead is the nectar of the gods, sure. It's made from fermented honey, and is the finest drink ever to touch a Nord's lips. Thirsk. I already clicked on that. Whoops. Frice hags. What's that? No? Frice hags. Lots of them around this island. Some of them are pretty... I clicked on it twice? How did I do that? There's a... Yeah. Hitboxes are interesting for this stuff. Okay, the Frice hags are mages dedicated to the teachings of Kine, the widow of the god Shor. Each is a powerful sorceress skilled in the use of frost-based magicka. They are vicious lasses, and view most people as a threat to their beliefs. They've been seen out in the wild and in a couple of the ice caves. More things to keep in mind then, huh? So we have a Nord village to check out called Thirsk. We have the locals. We have to worry about Frice hags, berserkers, bears, and wolves, of which apparently I should run from. And frankly, they're probably a little more personable than these assholes that want to attack me because I opened a door once or something. I'm so innocent, which you can tell from the fact that I've already stolen from them.